All right, guys, I'm going to give you the 5 qualities of a strong leader. You don't want to miss this because if you don't do these things, you're going to continue to stay stuck. You're going to continue to stay stretched, disrespected, babysitting your team, and then leaving your family on the table. So you don't want to miss these 5 qualities. That's what you're going to learn on the episode of this podcast for Make a Slant. I'm James Wilson, Executive Leadership Advisor, and again, over 11 years of leadership experience, masters in organizational leadership, and all the things. And I have completely learned a lot through failing, which has actually helped me become a leader worth following. Not just at work, but in my home as well, with my wife and my 3 kids. So when we talk about qualities of a leader, think about when you go to a restaurant and think about the food that you get. When you order the food and let's say it comes cold, or let's say it comes bland, or let's say it comes late, right? It's all these different things that start piling on top of each other that can actually ruin your experience at a restaurant. Now, believe it or not, those same qualities, in a sense, for you as a leader can hinder the experience for your team, but also for your family. And so we really want to go over these 5 qualities of a great, well-respected leader because the goal is for you to influence others. Now, number 1 is humility. Now, when you talk about humility, you may go, well, of course, James, I'm a humble person. But the truth is, if you are, now there's a difference between confidence and humility, okay? Confidence is, I can do it, let's go, let's knock this out. And humility is understanding that you don't know everything, understanding that you're actually better with your team. Humility is apologizing to your wife when you messed up. Humility is apologizing to your kids because you missed their sports date because you were working, right? Humility. Now, the difference in humility, and again, which is the quality that you want, versus having an ego, right, is that your team is really not going to follow you, or really they'll follow you for the paycheck. Now, when we talk about ego, now sure, you can be a dominant personality, go-getter, get it done, whatever the case is, knock the walls down, let's go. But the problem with that is if you don't know how to reel that back when you need it, then you will be by yourself. You won't have a team because nobody wants to follow a know-it-all. Nobody wants to follow someone that won't share their opinions. They won't let people give you feedback, right? They feel like their ideas aren't valued, and then they'll just take their ball and go somewhere else. So when we talk about humility, it's really focusing on the key of, I understand that I am better when I lower myself because I can support the people around me. If you want to support your spouse better, if you want to support your kids better, if you want to support your team better, then humility is vital because you can be a strong leader and a humble leader at the same time, completely. They're not opposites of each other. Actually, they are a dynamic duo, right? Leadership and humility. That's number 1. The second quality of a great leader, this is big, and so many people miss this, is actually, you ready? Second quality of a great respected leader is decisiveness. Too often you go back and forth and trying to figure out what to do. But then when you can't figure out what to do, it actually trickles down to your team, and now your team can't figure out what to do. And then when your team can't figure out what to do, now they can't make the decisions that'll help move the organization forward. But also in your decisiveness, in your indecisiveness, it actually hinders your family because you can't make a decision. And when you can't make a decision, you become the bottleneck in your business, you become the bottleneck in your family, and you become the bottleneck in your own life. It's like you just sitting in the car and the engine's running and you don't know which way to go. And the hardest part of that is you're supposed to be the leader. And if you can't make a decision, the people around you cannot move. All right. Have you ever met someone that is so stubborn? And it's like it's like you can see the path. Right? Maybe you've given them some advice because you know what's coming, but like they won't listen to you, right? Even when you get upset at somebody that's stubborn, at least they've made a decision to be stubborn, okay? The difference is when you are indecisive, you're actually choosing to not make a decision. So you've already made a choice, and your choice is to stay put. And actually, Michael Hyatt, he says that no one ever drifted to where they wanted to go. But what I say, what James Wilson says in regards to indecisiveness is, you are one decision away from stalling your life. Because the truth is, when you don't make a decision, that's a decision. And again, just think about the people that are going to be affected by whether you're afraid of risk, you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to, look silly, look like a loser, look like a failure, look dumb, whatever the case is. But the truth is, a great, well-respected leader makes decisions. He or she is decisive by going, this is what we're going to do, and if we fail, we're going to fail hard because we're going to learn from it, and then we'll get back up and try it again. There's nothing wrong with failing, but if you are so scared to make a decision, you will always stay stuck, and you will hinder your team, and you will hinder your family. So humility is a great quality of a leader, but not just humility, decisiveness. That is a great quality of a leader, humility and decisiveness. All right, number three, the third quality of a great leader is, again, most people think that a leader is also nice, right? But the third quality is boundaries, hard boundaries. Stop being a yes person. You don't need to be a yes person. The more you say yes, the harder it's actually going to be for you. Because if you aren't focused on the thing that only you can do, anybody else can get your time. Everybody else can get your time. And then as soon as your time starts getting to get trampled over by everybody else, you can't do what only you can do. And so you have to have boundaries. You have to learn that no is a full sentence. Think about if you've ever raised kids, and think about how often when you had a toddler, you had to say the word no. Right? Your toddler's trying to eat everything off the floor, putting batteries in their mouth, trying to grab old crusty food from under the couch, trying to run out of the door, fall out from the steps, whatever it is, eating coins. But think about how many times you have told your toddler no. And there's a reason why. Because you know what's best and you are protecting them. So why is it easier for you to tell your own child no than a team member no, than a customer no, a client no? And even sometimes we have to tell our families no. You have to have a hard boundary. But the thing is, you can't just do it. You can't say no and then not do what you're supposed to be doing, right? You say no with premier focus on the goal, because no is being kind. If you don't, then somebody else is going to take your time. Somebody else is going to take your energy, and somebody else is going to just continue to bleed you dry because your inability to say no. So a great quality of a well-respected leader is not just humility, it's not just decisiveness, it's not just saying no, but number four, and I'll wrap this up with four and then one more. Another great, well-respected kind of quality of a leader is focus. The thing is with focus is that you have to know where you're going and nothing can deter you from getting there. Now, think about if you've ever, had a camera and it was out of focus. It looks extremely blurry and it's really frustrating. Or maybe you wear glasses. I wear glasses and every now and then I have to take them off and wipe them to clean them because there's stuff on the lenses and it makes it blurry or yucky, and therefore I have to wipe it off so that I can clearly see and have focus in where I'm going. In the same way, if you are lackadaisical and you allow things to continue to pile on without you taking action, without you focusing because you're distracted over here with this good idea, you're distracted over there with that great idea, then the only thing you are focusing on is with your head down and not doing what only you as the leader can do. So that's one thing that you have to remember is focus. And the truth is, no one else can focus on the prize but you, because you are the leader. You are the one casting vision, bringing everyone alongside to you. Now, anybody can say that there's a problem, right? Anybody can point out a problem. Anyone can point out an issue. But the leader is the one that says, hey, I'll solve it. Follow me. And the only way you can do that is through focus. Because if you are an unfocused leader, then your team feels it and your family feels it, and your life feels it, to where you are stressed, you're stretched thin, you feel like your head isn't on straight, your calendar is crazy, you're overwhelmed, you're missing conversations, you're forgetting things with your wife or your husband, you're behind on quality time with your kids, you haven't even taken care of yourself or done your own hobbies, you really don't even know what you're focusing on with your business, you're bringing on all these products and all these meetings for no reason, you're just confusing the team. I mean, focus will either kill or scale your life, literally. So I highly encourage you to get some focus. And one thing that you can do with that is you can start to eliminate what are the things around me that actually isn't helping me to my end goal. Now, Dr. Stephen Covey in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the habits is to begin with the end in mind. And the best way you can do that is to sit down and think about it, because if you focus, then it can help you get there. But if you don't even know where you're going to focus on anything and everything. So again, remember the qualities: humility, decisiveness, having some hard boundaries, and then focus. And then the last one, the 5th one is, now just hear me out here. Hear me out. You have to have faith. Now, when you go faith, you go, well, James, I'm not a religious person. Okay, cool, whatever. But I am. However, faith is belief. You have to believe so hard in what your mission is and what your cause is and what your vision is that it just completely covers you in all that you do. It's all in your mind. It's in your eyes. It's in your ears. Like, it's all around you in regards to what you believe. Because anybody can give up, but only a leader finishes strong. The Bible talks about running the race, and you need to run the race, the calling that you have. You can only do that through faith, through belief, because the truth is most people won't believe in you, or they'll believe when things are going well. It's actually harder when things are hard, or when things are worse, or it doesn't seem as if better is ever coming. It doesn't seem as if things are working, but you have to believe. You have to believe the best in your team. When you have some guy named Joe, and Joe's always late and he's stirring up conflict and drama with your team, or whether the product flopped and it didn't work, or whether the revenue's going down, or the culture, the health of the culture is going down, the morale's going down. Sales are getting stale, they're dropping. Leads aren't coming in. You have to believe. Or whether you are going through a hard time in your marriage to where you just can't be on the same page, and every small conversation turns into a full-out, blowout argument, and you just can't seem to make it work. Or even, you have to believe, or even with your kids, to where it just seems like they're not listening, or they're doing whatever they want to do. It's like you tell them one thing and they literally do the other. They do the opposite on purpose. And with it, you have to believe. And when you feel lost, and when you feel like you're drifting, you're kind of getting off of the calling that you have, you get misaligned, you start falling back and going into old habits, you start eating sloppy, you're not sleeping as well, you're not taking care of yourself as well, you're not spending time with God as well. You have to believe. Listen, faith will either excel your life, or it will derail your life. And the best part about it is it's up to you. It's your option. This is your life. This is your leadership. And the only thing that even I can do is to show you the path, but you have to take radical action to do it. Because anybody can talk about being a leader, but the truth is, when the rubber hits the road and it's time to make a decision, it's time to be humble, it's time to have those boundaries, it's time to focus, it's time to believe. Those things are up to you. Like, you have to do that. Now, I can help you, I can guide you. And if you want that, click the link down below and I can see if you're a good fit. But like, you can't just buy it. You can't buy humility. You can't buy healthy boundaries with your family and team. You can't buy focus and decisiveness and belief. Like, this has to be your identity. This isn't just a talk. This is about how you think, how you move, what you believe, and the only person that can make that change is you. And when you do make that change, your life, your leadership, your family, your business, it will all start to really nail down and focus, and you are living in one of the strongest values that you can, which is you are being the person who God has called you to be. Now, what do you do from here? Well, if you want to keep things the same, don't do anything. There's nothing that I can do for you. However, if you want to be a leader that's respected, if you want your time back, if you want time back with your family, if you want a team that loves you, that will run through a brick wall for you, then you have to be a humble leader. You have to. You have to be decisive. You have to have boundaries. You have to. You have to have focus. And lastly, you have to believe. And remember, you are one slant away from changing your life.